What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Masters Fantasy Football League podcast series. Today's show, we're going to do a little more fantasy free agency fallout, talking about some trade targets you can get, maybe some buy lows, even some sell highs possibly. But I think mainly we're looking at buys after some of the moves have unfolded. There's still some guys out there who haven't signed yet, which could shake up things a little more. But Doc, you want to kick us off with someone you're looking to get after the free agent moves?
Yeah, so for me, and what's unfortunate, this is probably his highest he's valued since, probably his entire career. But, I'm going to go with Jonnu Smith. I really like the spot. They gave him a ton of money. I think we always saw flashes of it in Tennessee, but he never really got that consistent workload to where he could actually shine. I think the Patriots, we've seen how they use tight ends. They clearly know what they're doing. Though I think Hunter Henry might be a little better tight end. I feel like Jonnu might be the one that they use more just because he's a little more versatile as well. And I think he's going to get touchdowns in a variety of ways. And again, right now, value-wise, it's probably at an all-time high for him, which is unfortunate. But I still think in the grand scheme of things, it's probably going to be cheap considering what I think he's going to do for the Patriots offense. I see a really, really big season for Jonnu, and I think his versatility is going to be the thing that gets him on the field, keeps him on the field, and he's going to do a lot of different things for that offense.
Yeah, I actually love that take, and we had talked about it a lot last week. I think we did a show where we broke down the Patriots signings. But yeah, like you mentioned, I even think Hunter Henry is the slightly better tight end, but it's clear that they have a plan for Jonnu Smith. He was really the first move they made. He's a little more athletic. They're going to move him around. Like you said, scoring in a variety of ways.
Right.
This is a guy who has taken handoffs 80 yards for a touchdown. Just a freak athlete with the ball in his hand. I like it a lot. JK?
Yeah, just to add to that real quick, because I do think you can get him pretty cheap, and I think some of that's because looking at the quarterback position, a lot of people don't believe in Cam Newton at all.
And then the Hunter Henry signing day one of free agency, all of a sudden Jonnu Smith was valued way up here. Then the next day they signed Hunter Henry, and his value dropped back down almost to what it was, I think.
Yeah.
So I think he's a definitely good buy.
I'm not saying his value's crazy high. I think it's just the highest it's been, which doesn't really mean a whole lot.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm going to move on to my next one, another old guy here.
Yeah. I love it.
At least at the running back position, 28 years old, Mike Davis, signs in Atlanta. And we were talking about it before the show. I do think he's a guy that's probably rostered in most Dynasty leagues because he was picked up last year when McCaffrey went out. A lot of the guys aren't the McCaffrey owner, though.
Right.
So probably don't mind getting rid of him for like a second, third round pick. Right now it's looking like the job in Atlanta is going to be his. Yeah. And one thing he did do last year in Carolina really impressed me was the 60 catches.
Yeah.
So I was really impressed with that. I'm looking at, I think it's going to be his job. I don't think they bring Gurley back. Not too worried about Ito Smith. Maybe cuts into it a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he's a guy who could probably get really cheap. I just got him as a throw-in on the trade last week.
Right.
So I think there's some moves to be made there. Go get Mike Davis. I think he'll help you out the next couple of years.
Yeah, I love that take, and I wish I could remember, but I swear 2 times over the past week I was scrolling through Bleacher Report, and they always put up those stats like Pro Football Focus, blah blah blah, and 2 of them I think one was maybe most missed tackles forced after the reception, if I said all that right. Making guys miss after you cut the ball. I think Mike Davis was up in the top 4, top 5 of that category last year.
Wow.
Yeah. As you mentioned, the 60 catches. But I guess the point being, and then one of the other stats they threw out there, he was like top 5. And I think what we can take away from that is, he runs mean with the ball, he breaks tackles, and at the end of the day, that's what you want in your running back. So it's by Mike Davis. I like the take.
Yeah, I like that. Do you want to go?
Yeah. So another buy candidate after free agency. I think it's going to sound a little bit of a surprise because right as free agency kicked off, he was kind of one of the big losers when Aaron Jones re-signed, and that's A.J. Dillon. But I think it's very underrated that Jamal Williams left and went to Detroit. I think you mentioned on a few shows back, there was a time where Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams were getting a 50-50 split in that backfield, it seemed. And even in the playoffs under Matt LaFleur, he was using all 3 of these guys. Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, and A.J. Dillon were all getting a lot of carries. Now Jamal Williams is gone. So I think even though Aaron Jones got his big deal 4-year extension, I think we're going to see a lot of A.J. Dillon, and they're going to be a 2-headed monster back there. And then early on, Aaron Jones struggled to stay healthy. So if he misses any time, I think A.J. Dillon easily is a top 12 RB if he gets the starting role because Aaron Jones is out with injury. So, yeah, I think maybe a 2022 second could be enough to get him. I actually offered CEO and owner John Beast to trade for him. He wasn't quite willing to give him up for a second. But I think there's owners out there who would. So yeah, A.J. Dillon I think is a good buy low after the Aaron Jones re-signing.
Yeah, I'll be honest. You sent me the trade too.
Oh, yeah, I sent you the two. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be the other way around. I thought you were offering me Dillon for the
Yeah.
2, and I was going to jump on it.
Yeah.
Just sitting there
that's right.
just sitting there listening to you speak, something just came to my mind, and I think you're 100% right. I think go get A.J. Dillon. I'm going to tell you why I think so. Because, all LaFleur's heard is, why did you draft him? Why did you draft him? Why did you draft him? Well, if he comes out and has a good year next year, that's going to go away. That's his guy, so I would be surprised at all to see him go 50-50 almost next year.
And even like week 17 and then the couple playoff games we saw him in, he looked good. He really did.
He's very good.
Yeah.
Talent-wise, too, I remember they compared him to, a poor man's Leonard Fournette, just being that size-speed combination that's really rare. I could see him starting off by eating into touchdowns for Aaron Jones. And it's like you guys mentioned. Jamal Williams was a big part of the offense. Basically, just one injury gave Aaron Jones the lead there. It was Jamal Williams kind of before. He had the lead a few years back now. And they love to run the ball, so A.J. Dillon's going to get carries. That's what Aaron Jones will probably still dominate in terms of receptions. But, I could see A.J. Dillon, working the goal line carries. And then, like you guys said, if Aaron Jones gets hurt, look out. Because at that point, A.J. Dillon would have the full load and, he would just dominate.
Full loads, yeah.
If he really wants to quiet the critics up, maybe he'll run Jordan Love out.
Yeah.
In the red zone. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
and Rodgers will probably
just have him
clothesline on the way to the
just have him do the Jacoby Brissett offense. Just come in for quarterback sneaks.
And Hail Marys.
Yeah.
Well, you're not taking Rodgers off the field.
Yeah. Well, Jordan Love's got a rocket.
That's true.
You never know.
Yeah. All right. That's it.
That's all I got.
All right, guys. That's going to wrap up this edition. Appreciate you so much for watching. If you could, hit the like and subscribe button. That's all we got till next time. Appreciate it.